The Diablo series, dating back to 1997, is probably one of the biggest action RPG series of all time. With 3 main releases, 5 expansions, and even a mobile game, fans all over the world have been waiting patiently for the 4th main installment of the series. Announced in 2019 and scheduled for release in June 2023, Diablo 4 will be set 30 years after the events of Diablo 3, when cultists have summoned the story's main antagonist, Lilith. New features to be excited for are an open world as well as PvP. Whether you're searching for something to play while waiting for Diablo 4 to be released, or looking to fill the void left by finishing the story already, here is our list of the top 10 games that can scratch that Diablo 4-sized itch. Number 10. Kingdom of Amalur: Reckoning. With the lead designer of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion working on this game, it's no wonder it was such a hit. This third-person ARPG features some of the most intense and responsive RPG combat ever, a massive world filled with epic fiction and rich storytelling to explore, and a destiny system which continually evolves your character class to your playstyle. Since its release in 2012, a remastered version called Kingdom of Amalur: Re-Reckoning with updates to the visuals and a refined gameplay was released in 2020. So if you were planning on revisiting this classic, you can now do so with style. Number 9. Warframe. With over 60 million registered players, this free-to-play MMO-like fast-paced third-person action shooter is well deserving of this list. It's a game with a complex parkour system, interesting combat, and great designs wherein you play as Tenno, a race of warriors that found themselves in the middle of a war between 3 factions of the galactic system. And your role is to take back the solar system from these horrific beings. As you complete missions, you obtain in-game materials that can be used to craft more warframes, which, as well as the name of the game, is also the name of the suits of armor that you wear in the game. Excluding Prime variants, there are currently 49 frames in the game for you to choose from, giving you the opportunity to play as the perfect assassin, tank, or support. Loot within the game is equally shared across all party members, except for loot from special containers within the Void. So if you enjoy grinding endlessly with your friends, then you need to check out Warframe. Number 8. Dungeon Siege. Offering both single and multiplayer modes, Dungeon Siege is another action RPG where you create a character before embarking on a journey through a medieval world filled with monsters, magic, and treasure. Sounds familiar, right? Well, not exactly. The game revolves around recruiting members for your party of up to 8 characters, each with their own weapon sets, spells, and abilities. And you can swap between these characters at any time. What sets Dungeon Siege apart from other RPGs is its vast, seamless world, which instead of using the traditional level system is actually one continuous area. And best of all, no loading screens. Number 7. Hades. Released in 2020, this rather new roguelike game puts the player in a very unique position. You play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, with the goal of escaping the underworld to reach Mount Olympus. Faced with countless rooms filled with enemies and rewards, you must use your main weapon attack, special attack, a dash ability, and a magical attack in a hack-and-slash fashion to defeat enemies and progress as far as possible. Between runs, you can use the treasure you gained to upgrade your gear and abilities to make you stronger for subsequent runs. Number 6. Grim Dawn. Developed using the Titan Quest engine, a game which, spoiler, we'll be discussing later in the video, Grim Dawn is yet another ARPG. This one set in a dark fictional world loosely based on the Victorian era. The game features a multiplayer mode, allowing players to team up and play together. It also has an in-depth character creation system allowing you to customize skills, abilities, and equipment. You get to choose between 6 classes, but what's different here is that you can combine these classes to create unique hybrid classes suited for your playstyle. Number 5. Diablo Immortal on mobile. A Diablo game on a list of games similar to Diablo? That's right. What makes Diablo Immortal unique is that it is entirely developed for mobile devices, introducing new features to the series such as touch controls, a multiplayer game mode, and a shared world. But don't worry, this isn't one of those cheerful mobile games spanning all the colors of the rainbow. No, Diablo Immortal still retains the series' signature gameplay and dark gothic atmosphere. The story of the game is set between the events of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, acting as a bridge between the two rather than a main installment. Probably the best feature of this game is that it's entirely free. Although originally designed for Android and iOS, Diablo Immortal is also available on Windows. Number 4. Torchlight 2. Receiving critical acclaim for its addictive gameplay, beautiful graphics, and deep customization options, this 2012 ARPG puts you in the world of Nova Straya, with the aim of stopping the villainous alchemist from destroying the world. You get to choose from 4 playable classes, each with their own unique abilities and skill trees. These are the Engineer, Ember Mage, Outlander, and Berserker. We love the fact that you can have pets to help in combat and carry loot for you. Number 3. Warhammer 40k Inquisitor, Martyr. Featuring a dark and atmospheric story, brutal combat, and stunning graphics that bring the world of Warhammer 40k to life, Inquisitor Martyr is well deserving of a spot on this list. The player, that's you, takes on the role of an Inquisitor, a powerful agent of the Imperium, and embarks on a mission to investigate the combat heresy and corruption across the galaxy. With 3 distinct classes, namely Crusader, Assassin, and Psyker, deep character customization, and the ability to command AI-controlled troops, it's no wonder Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr is such a hit amongst RPG fans. Number 2. Path of Exile. The days of playing PoE with my friends over the weekends and school holidays. Released in 2013, this free-to-play Diablo 2-inspired PC, PS4, and Xbox One game is another ARPG I spent way too much time in. With some of the hardest bosses, coolest combat and spell mechanics, stunning visuals, and probably the most advanced skill tree systems of any game ever, it isn't hard to see why this game has over 20 million active monthly players. We do want to add that although there are microtransactions, the developers are very careful not to include real-world money in any aspect that affects gameplay. We hope that other developers might learn from this. Diablo Immortal. Number 1. Titan Quest. Released way back in 2006, Titan Quest was probably the closest competitor to Diablo 2 and is still considered a masterpiece by most that had the pleasure of playing this classic action RPG. With real-world locations like Egypt, China, and ancient Greece, Titan Quest carved its way into my heart, and it will forever be one of my all-time favorite games. I remember spending hours on this game as a kid, restarting the campaign with different builds just to make sure I didn't miss out on anything, and trying to create my own narratives using the in-depth, albeit very confusing map marker tool included with the game. Following its initial release on PC, the game has since been released on PS4, Xbox One, and even Nintendo Switch. If you are a Diablo fan and you have not played Titan Quest, then you definitely need to give it a shot. And if you have played it but forgot about it, then you need to check out the 10-year anniversary edition released in 2016, which includes massive improvements to the visuals, the game's performance, as well as multiplayer gameplay. Bonus game, Last Epoch. Time travel? Yep. Dangerous dungeons? Epic loot and legendary weapon crafting? Once again, oh yes. Last Epoch is a hack-and-slash action role-playing game in which you travel between timelines in the world of Iterra. The game is being developed by a group of RPG enthusiasts, and as such there are 15 mastery classes to pick from, coupled with over 100 transformative skill trees. The only reason that this game is being added as a bonus instead of being picked for the number 1 spot is the fact that it is still being developed with no official date set for release. However, you can still get your hands dirty with the beta version of the game available on Steam, which received an 85% positive rating from just over 18,000 reviews. So that's one from 11th hour games to keep our eyes on. Well, we hope you enjoyed our list of games similar to Diablo 4. Which of these games have you played? Are there any other games you would have added to the list? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to join us again. Don't forget to cross your T's and square your I's. See you next time.